Welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. So, let's start our session. Our first question is,
with reference to Buddhist history, tradition and culture in India, consider the following pairs. Tabo Monastery and Temple Complex, Spiti Valley, that is correct. Lotsava Lakhang, Sanskar Valley, that is incorrect. Alchi Temple Complex, Ladakh, that is correct. Which of the above pairs seesaw are correctly matched? Here, answer to this question is option C. Pairs 1 and 3 are correctly matched. Tabo Monastery is located in the Tabo village of Spiti Valley, Himachal Pradesh. It was founded in 1996 CE by the Tibetan Buddhist translator Rinchen Sangpo on behalf of the king Yeshao of Western Himalayan Kingdom, Yuj. Nago Monastery, also known as Lotsava Jagang, meaning complex of the translator, named so in honor of Rinchen Sangpo, who translated Buddhist scriptures from Sanskrit to the Tibetan language. Nago Monastery, dated to the 11th century, oriented towards Tibet, is similar in style to the Tabo Monastery. Nago, located near the Trans-Himalayan region of Kinnaur district in Himachal Pradesh. Alchi Monastery is a Tibetan Buddhist monastery known more as a monastic complex of temples in Alchi village in Leh district of Ladakh. So, the answer to this question is option C. Number 2, consider the following statements. Bijak is a composition of teachings of Sant Dayal. That is incorrect. The philosophy of Pushtimarg was propounded by Madhavacharya. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option D. None of the statements are correct. Bijak is the best known compilations of poet Kabir. Saint Kabir Das was a 15th century mystic poet, saint and social reformer, and a proponent of Bhakti movement. Kabir's legacy is still going on through sect known as Panth of Kabir, a religious community that considers him as the founder. Kabir Das' writings had a great influence on Bhakti movement and includes titles like Kabir Granthwali, Anurag Sagar, Bijak, and Sagi Granth. Vallabhacharya prescribed Pushtimarga as the means for salvation, that is, extreme devotion to God. He founded the philosophy Shuddha Advaita. So, her answer to this question is option D. Number 3, a community of people called Manganiyars is well known for their options are martial arts in Northeast India, musical tradition in Northwest India, classical vocal music in South India, pictura dura tradition in Central India. The answer to this question is option B, musical tradition in Northwest India. The ballads, folklore and songs of the Lanka Manganiyar artists are preserved through an initiative for documentation and digitization. The project aimed at saving the rapidly disappearing narrative traditions of this community. Manganiyars is a tribal community from Rajasthan with a strong musical tradition. The Manganiyar is a hereditary community whose people make living as musical performers. This music forms a vital part of Tadasa's cultural landscape. Question number 4. Ibadat Khana at Fatehpur Sikri was. Options are the mosque for the use of royal family, the Akbar's private prayer chamber, the hall in which Akbar held discussions with scholars of various religions, the room in which nobles belonging in different religions gathered to discuss religious affairs. The answer to this question is option C, the hall in which Akbar held discussions with scholars of various religions. The Ibadat Khana, that is the house of worship, was meeting house built in 1575 by the Mughal Emperor Akbar at Fatehpur Sikri to gather spiritual leaders of different religious grounds so as to conduct a discussion on the teachings of the respective religious leaders. It is also known as the Hall of Prayer. So, your answer to this question is option C. Question number 5. There is some concern regarding nanoparticles of some chemical elements that are used by industry in the manufacture of various products. The question is asking us why there is concern regarding this nanoparticles. Options are they can accumulate in the environment and contaminate water and soil. That is correct. They can enter the food chain. That is correct. They can trigger the production of free radicals. That is also correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option D. All the statements are correct. The human body can easily take up the nanomaterials as they are small in size. Many of nanoparticles are very stable and hence have a tendency for accumulation. They can accumulate in the environment and contaminate water and soil. They can enter food chains. They can trigger the production of free radicals. Nanoparticles may cross cell membranes. Nanoparticles can reach the blood and may reach other target sites such as liver, heart or blood cells and may cause damage to cells as they stay for a persistently long time. So her answer to this question is obvious. Question number 7. Consider the following pairs. Kinnor, areca nut, mevat, mango, coromandel, soybean. Which of the above pairs is or are correctly matched? The answer to this question is option D. None of the pairs are correctly matched. Areca nut is grown mainly in southern region. Mango is in central and south India, and soybean predominantly in central India. Here, Kinnor, that is in Himachal Pradesh, is famous for apples. Hence, pair 1 is incorrect. Areca nut mostly confined to Karnataka, Kerala and Assam. Mevat in Haryana is not famous for mango. UP is famous for mango. Top producers of mango are UP, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Hence, pair 2 is incorrect. Similarly, Coromandel Coast is not famous for soybean. Top 2 producers of soybean are Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, which are outside Coromandel Coast. Hence, pair 3 is also correctly matched. So, your answer to this question is option D. Question number 8. In the context of food and nutritional security of India, enhancing the seed replacement rates of various crops helps in achieving the food production targets of future. What are the constraints in wider implementation? Options are: there is no national seeds policy in place, that is incorrect. There is no participation of private sector seed companies in the supply of quality seeds, that is incorrect. There is demand supply gap regarding quality seeds in case of low value and high volume crops, that is correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option B. Statement 3 only is correct. India has a national seed policy 2002. Also, many private companies are operating in supplying seeds. Hence, statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. In the case of low value and high volume crops such as wheat and rice, farmers tend to use their own preserved seeds as there is demand and supply gap. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Development of Indian agriculture and farmers access to high quality seeds and planting supplies are the goals of the country's seeds industry. To achieve the desired growth, dissemination of climate resilient and high yielding varieties are necessary. The rates of seed and variety replacement are still low, and as a result, the capital made in creating new varieties is ultimately wasted due to their subpar adoption and distribution. Large gaps are left because the majority of marginal and small farmers are unable to access high quality seeds. The creation and expansion of traditional crop varieties with a focus on the regional significance and unique adaptation should be prioritized because they are typically farmed with low input. So your answer to this question is option B. Number 9. Which one of the following is the process involved in photosynthesis? The answer to this question is option B. Free energy is converted into potential energy and stored. Photosynthesis uses light energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen gas. The potential energy stored in the molecular bonds of glucose becomes kinetic energy after cellular respiration. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Chemical bonds are a form of stored or potential energy because when the bonds are broken, energy is released. Photosynthesis converts water and carbon dioxide into oxygen and energy in the form of sugar using sunlight as the catalyst. A byproduct of the photosynthetic process is the release of oxygen into the atmosphere. Hence, option 3 and 4 are incorrect. So, your answer to this question is option B. Number 10. In addition to fingerprint scanning, which of the following can be used in the biometric identification of a person? Options are iris scanning, retinal scanning, voice recognition. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option D, all the above. Biometric verification is any means by which a person can be uniquely identified by evaluating one or more distinguishing biological traits. Unique identifiers include fingerprints, hand geometry, earlobe geometry, retina and iris patterns, voice waves, DNA and signatures. The oldest form of biometric verification is fingerprinting. Both iris and retina scanning in biometric ID uses near-infrared light using digital camera. All the given processes, namely iris scan, voice recognition, and retinal scanning, can be used for biometric identification. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question number 11. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding vegetative propagation of plants? Vegetative propagation produces clonal population. That is correct. Vegetative propagation helps in eliminating the virus. That is incorrect. Vegetative propagation can be practiced most of the year. That is correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Second option is wrong because if the parent plant has a virus, then it will not be eliminated but further propagated. Vegetative propagation is an asexual method of reproduction in a plant. One plant is involved and the offspring is genetically identical to its parent. that is same like cloning. Vegetative propagation includes cutting, layering, division, budding, grafting, and tissue culture. So your answer to this question is option C. Question number 12. Consider the following pairs. Vitamin C is scurvy, that is correct. Vitamin D rickets, that is correct. Vitamin E night blindness, that is incorrect. Night blindness is caused by vitamin A deficiency. Which of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? Okay, answer to this question is option A. Pairs 1 and 2 are correctly matched. Scurvy is a disease that occurs when you have a severe lack of vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, in your diet. Scurvy causes general weakness, anemia, gum disease, and skin hemorrhages. Hence, pair 1 is correct. Rickets is a condition that affects bone development in children. A lack of vitamin D or calcium is the most common cause of rickets. Vitamin D largely comes from exposing the skin to sunlight, but it's also found in some foods such as oily fish and eggs. Hence, pair 2 is correct. The cause of night blindness falls into two categories, treatable and non-treatable categories. Treatable causes are cataracts, nearsightedness, use of certain drugs, and in rare cases, vitamin A deficiency can also be a cause. So, your answer to this question is option A. Question number 13. The power of Supreme Court of India to decide disputes between the centre and states fall under it. Options are advisory jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, original and writ jurisdiction. The answer to this question is option C. Original. Supreme Court has original, appellate and advisory jurisdiction. Its exclusive original jurisdiction extends to any dispute between the Government of India and one or more states, or between the Government of India and any state, or states on one side and one or more states on the other, or between two or more states, if and insofar as the dispute involves any question on which the existence or extent of a legal right depends. In addition, Article 32 of the Constitution gives an extensive original jurisdiction to the Supreme Court in regard to enforcement of fundamental rights. Supreme Court has also been conferred with power to direct transfer of any civil or criminal case from one state high court to another state high court, or from one court subordinate to another state high court. So here answer to this question is option C. Question number 14. The power to increase the number of judges in the Supreme Court of India is vested in options are President of India, Parliament, Chief Justice of India, Law Commission. Okay, answer to this question is option B, Parliament. The number of judges in the Supreme Court can be increased or decreased by the Parliament, by the legislature. So your answer to this question is option B. Question number 15. If the interest rate is decreased in an economy, it will, options are decrease the consumption expenditure in the economy, increase the tax collection of the government, increase the investment expenditure in the economy, increase the total savings in the economy. Here answer to this question is option C. Increase the investment expenditure in the economy. Decreased interest rates would ensure availability of capital for investment expenditure. If the interest rate is decreased in an economy, people will deposit less money in the bank, since they would not get high returns and borrow more money with a low interest rate. Hence, money supply in the market will increase. Decrease in interest rate in an economy will increase the money supply, thus increasing the investment and expenditure. With low interest rates, the bank will have more leverage to lend money to business and to citizens to purchase household items or to invest in productive things. Hence, the answer to this question is option C.
So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next set tomorrow.